Okay, so this is up on the side in the front yard. There you can see the shed and the little treehouse deck I was talking about. I was standing on earlier when I did the earlier video. So all this was kind of in the same boat when we moved in. This whole area was super patchy. This whole side yard all the way up through here was really bad. I still need to seed. I put some dirt up, but I didn't seed. I didn't do it in the same day that I seeded right there in front of the trash can. But you can see all along the house it was down quite a bit where it eroded. The water running off had eroded really bad. So I brought all that up with some topsoil. Actually, I used quite a bit of just old clay and fill dirt. I bet I raised that probably 6 inches or more. And then when we brought the topsoil in, we tried to slope it a little bit away from the house. You can see some of the grass is starting to grow there. Now this side pretty much never sees sun. This section over here, the sun will probably get to about here. It's starting to grow pretty good too. But this, like the first week we lived here in September, I'd bought a bag of just some Kentucky fescue and really seeded this pretty heavy in the fall, and overseeded really, because there was some grass here but not a lot. It's actually grown in pretty thick. Now my neighbor, Miss Pam, she's got some patchiness there, but she has a pretty good yard going. I guess that was kind of her husband's thing. He'd always been the yard guy and really liked a good yard. So my goal is to, same thing here as the back. And you can see here's another, this here was actually just a really low spot that we filled up to kind of bring it up because some of the clumps where the roots were coming out. But you can see there's some new grass growing in here too. And again, I seeded this the same time as I seeded the back. It's been probably 3 weeks or so. And it's finally starting to grow up some grass through there. This is that patch I need to throw some seed down. I just tried to seed that back. I videoed just a little bit ago and it didn't go well. It's way too wet. And it's actually pretty humid and hot out here today. So I'm going to let that dry out some, maybe try to seed it this evening. There's the corner landscaping. It was here when we bought the place, and we may leave it. I kind of like it. Up here was really bad along the driveway. Even this over here was pretty barren. But this fall, I guess that seeding I did actually took pretty good. So I filled all this in with topsoil all through here. And it had like some kind of bushy vine that grew through all of this section. This was all seeded in the fall when we moved in as well. And I was just kind of hoping it would just take hold and grow. So I reseeded this. Like I said, I think it's been 3 weeks ago or so. After I got the soil all in and kind of drug it down and leveled it. You can see there's quite a bit of new grass growing. Just waiting on the rest of it to take hold and grow as well. When I seeded this, it had been warm, probably in the 70s. And then like the next 2 weeks, it dropped into like the 30s and 40s overnight. And then we had a couple of like hard freezes. And then it stayed in the 40s and 50s. So this week has really been the first probably 4 or 5 straight days it's been above 65 or so. The rock pile I got to get rid of. A lot of that come out of the backyard just from the area I had put dirt back there that I showed in the other video. I'm going to load that in my truck and have it hauled off. So I'm just kind of waiting on this to all really take hold and grow. And hopefully again, by this fall we'll have a decent grass bed going. See my neighbor's yard. She's got some pretty good grass. It's rained like the last 3 days, so I've been, another thing I tried this year was I actually raised my mower up 1 notch, and I've been mowing this a little bit taller, and that seems to have really helped it grow in pretty thick. Maybe it hasn't, I don't know. I hear both ways a lot, but I figured maybe I was cutting it too short and it was kind of dry when we first moved in. So we're gonna see how this takes off. For the most part, it's growing in good thick grass. A lot of the dandelions that were here this last fall are gone. I've been hitting it pretty good with the Scott's weed and feed. I don't get fancy. I've got a friend that gets real fancy with various individual chemicals and things, and I just try to stay to a decent regimen of weed and feed, and I may hit it again, midsummer, and just try to keep it watered pretty good. We'll see how that turns out. And here after a while, we'll go over and look at the front yard. The front yard is pretty bad shape, really. But we'll do the main front yard later.